Oh my god. Why is it like this? Welcome to Alternative Angle, the show where we look at things another way. Today's topic of conversation, both furry and fun, is Beastars. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your last chance to dodge spoilers for Beastars Season 1. Beastars, based on the manga of the same name and released on Netflix mid-March last year, takes place in a society of anthropomorphic animals and balances around the question, can carnivores and herbivores exist in a society together when carnivores secretly want to eat the herbivores and everyone knows it? It's kind of like Zootopia, except they really get into it. The main character of Beastars is Legoshi, a not-so-seemingly unassuming large gray wolf. In his defense, Legoshi tries his best to blend in with society, one in which carnivores are to serve, protect, and above all not frighten their herbivore friends. He simply fails, though, through no fault of his own, by virtue of being a large gray wolf. The show makes sure to establish this dynamic starkly in the first episode, The Moon and the Beast, when it looked as though Legoshi was stalking a young goat girl, Els. Turns out he was innocently offering her the love letter of a recently deceased alpaca friend, Tem, who we saw killed and devoured by a carnivore at the show's start. Watching the societal effects of the carnivore's murderous nature on this thinly balanced animal society is the backdrop of Beastars. The main focus takes off in this same episode in which Legoshi smells a rabbit, Haru, and attacks her with the full intent to devour her. His desire to devour Haru is also distinctly sexual. Wording in this is very careful, never referring to the act as being eaten, rather as a devouring. The word devour has several meanings, only one of which means to eat hungrily. The other, according to Merriam-Webster's, is also to be completely consumed by a powerful feeling, which arguably could be applied sexually. This juxtaposition between the two types of devouring is part of the premise of the show. Will Legoshi devour Haru by making love with her, or will he devour her by eating her? My argument is that he wants both, and that is concerning. It's my first day. Can we talk about this? Haru, aka the bunny who's into it. Legoshi is further confused by Haru during his and her second encounter when she, after failing to recognize him as last night's attacker, mistook his pure intentions to retrieve flowers for a scene in drama club as a covert request for garden shed sex. Haru, far from being bothered by what she perceives as a sex visit, is fine with it and actually tries to prompt the sex along by undressing herself, partially undressing Legoshi, and asking coyly to see how far down his cream-colored tummy fur goes. Confused and aroused, Legoshi ends this encounter and runs away to complicate his already existing crisis. Haru, also confused, wonders if this poor wolf could actually be the only guy in school who doesn't know she's loose. On Assassinophilia and Haru. Haru has a problem with purposefully placing herself in dangerous situations to stimulate emotion and arousal. Urban Dictionary defines this most closely as autosassinophilia. Autosassinophilia is an atypical sexual response in which a person is aroused by the risk of being killed. In episode 10, A Wolf in Sheep's Clothing, Haru speaks on being a very small dwarf rabbit, being treated like an inferior, her feelings of helplessness, and her desire to be seen and validated beyond her persona as a prey animal. During her monologue, she explains,
私は見つけてしまった。自分と他の動物が対等になれる唯一のひととき。この時だけは私はかわいそうじゃない。弱者として扱われない嘘のない交流。私はか弱いドワーフウサギではなく、ただの春として友達が減っても軽蔑されても、私にとってはかわいそうって同情されるよりは全然マシだったのです。
These feelings of unfulfillment, only alleviated during sexual encounters, is the core of Haru's personality. She feels that she is only equal to these larger animals when she is having sex with them. The imagery is also a constant juxtaposition of Haru with overpoweringly large animals in a sexual context. Haru uses sex as a crutch to feel more at ease, whereas she uses danger to make her feel alive in a world where she feels mostly unimportant and unnoticed. She views her life as largely burdensome and thrills in the moments when she feels connected with wanting viscerally to be alive. During her time with Legoshi in the Love Hotel, after he confesses to her that he was the wolf who attacked her in episode 1, Haru admits that she actually knew it was him. This throws into question all of her motives during all of their past encounters, and especially makes interesting their second meeting in the shed where she practically threw herself onto his stomach fur. Legoshi decides that he wants to have sex with her, and as they're trying to do so, Haru throws her arm into his mouth, saying, "This is patiently ridiculous." Haru is disassociating with her own body during a moment of heightened arousal and is not confronting her feelings of literally wanting to be eaten by predators, specifically Legoshi. She is afraid, but while she's afraid, she's also more in touch with her desire to be present, something that keeps her grounded. This sentiment is echoed in her monologue during the first episode. Haru is a person that seeks out danger in order to feel more centered in an existence she frequently disassociates from. She also, in several instances, ties up these feelings of wanting to be grounded in her reality with strong feelings of wanting to be seen as an equal to larger animals. These two traumas manifest together in autosassinophiliac scenarios that are both dangerous and sexual and create a lot of confused feelings for her. Haru is an incredibly dangerous person to be placed with someone who possibly wants to kill her. Someone like Legoshi. Erotophonophilia, aka the lust murderer. In episode 2, The Academy's Top Dogs, during that critical moment when Legoshi has Haru in his clutches, he has an extended moment where he thinks about what he's doing and struggles against his shadow self, the physical manifestation of his desire to devour Haru physically by eating her, and the more subtly expressed desire for him to devour her sexually. In that scene, before the shadow even emerges and as he is crouched around her body, Legoshi says the following.
こんなに熱くて小さいよく動くし吐息で腕が締めるこの布のこの柔らかい毛の中に一体やめろどうすれば一体体が手が止まってくれない
Well, this could simply be about anything. His choice of wording here is inherently sexual, and this, coupled with the imagery of him gently caressing her back and slowly restraining her hands, is also very much linked with bondage or restriction imagery. This could be a nod to erotophonophilia, which Psychology Today actually published about on their website. Erotophonophiles typically choose their victims on the basis of sexual attractiveness, although there might be one particular physical attribute that is sexualized by the killer, such as a particular body shape, hairstyle, skin color, etc. This is referred to as an erotophonophile's, quote, ideal victim type, IVT. After a victim has been selected and prior to the killing, the erotophonophile may engage in a range of predatory behaviors, such as stalking. Also, Urban Dictionary says erotophonophiliacs tend to fantasize about beating, stabbing, strangling, and mutilating their victims. The definitions here seem to also track with how actual wolves devour their real-world prey. According to WhiteWolfPack.com, quote, the wolf kills its prey by biting into the neck area. After a kill is made, wolves usually begin to feed on the rump or the internal organs. The muscle and flesh is the last part of the prey that is eaten. Legoshi wants to physically devour Haru, and just like a real wolf, promptly stabs her with his incredibly sharp fingernails, drawing blood and arousing him further. As he prepares to bite her again, this time in the neck for the killing blow, he's interrupted by Zoe because of an emergency situation taking place in the theater Legoshi was supposed to be guarding. How awkward. The two themes of murder and arousal, just like in this scene, are very intermixed within the plot of Beastars and raises some important questions about the nature of sexuality and the nuances of violence within kink culture. Later on in the series, Legoshi ends up in the black market, a secret market selling herbivore meat to carnivorous clientele. He is kidnapped by its resident psychotherapist, a threatening panda named Gohin, who reveals that Legoshi's erratic behavior earlier in the black market was most likely the result of him suffering an emotional breakdown and having recently devoured an herbivore. Legoshi denies these claims as he was interrupted before eating Haru and explains that they are classmates. Gohin marvels at Legoshi's ability to be anywhere near her, and then shows him a wall of tortured carnivores in various stages of bodily mutilation. He explains that when left to their own devices, carnivores in their society don't cope well, and nearly 100% of the time end up eating the object of their fascination and then torturing themselves for it. He specifically says, later on, in this same conversation, they have an argument. Legoshi asserts that he is not qualified to be one of Gohin's patients because he doesn't want to eat Haru, he just wants to be friends with her. Gohin asserts that this sentiment from Gohin specifically echoes Legoshi's feelings at the end of the series, where he confesses love to Haru minutes after telling another carnivore that these two are in a toxic relationship. At the end of Beastars, Haru admits that she cannot be without Legoshi and that her desire to be together with him makes absolutely no logical sense. Legoshi agrees, and they both turn a blind eye for now towards their problematic instincts. Legoshi's desire to eat and protect Haru, Haru's problematic desire to be eaten, her craving to be on equal footing with anyone, and her relationship with pity. Beastars engagingly introduces both of these characters and their problematic kinks, throws them together, and boldly asks, could it work? And honestly, so am I. I don't think they'd be able to work it out IRL, but anime logic doesn't always follow common sense. And so there's really no way of knowing where the show plans to take this. And it makes the show incredibly provocative. I can't wait to see what season 2 will be bringing to the table. Season 2 should be hitting Netflix sometime in July. And if you haven't seen season 1 already, I don't know why you watched this. So skip on over there and check it out if you haven't already. If you found yourself seeing things from my angle, don't forget to like and share this video with your friends. Don't forget to high five the subscribe button. If you like this channel, subscribe to Alternative Angle. There's also more videos there for you to binge. So if you are watching this on To Be Seen, subscribe to Be Seen. You saw me here, didn't you? So far, I'm a one-woman show, and everything associated with this channel I do directly with my own two hands. So if you like this show, consider donating to my Patreon, link in the description. Thanks for watching, everyone. And until next time, stay sharp.